Namaste, and welcome to Georgia Highlands Television and our Introduction to Hatha Yoga series. I'm John Reiners, and I teach here at Georgia Highlands College. I teach in economics and business. I'm also a certified teacher in yoga. Enjoy the yoga a lot, and I hope you'll enjoy this Introduction to Yoga series. What I wanted to focus on today is primarily just spinal movements, stretching the spine and doing the 5 basic movements of the spine. But really the heart of yoga for me is really the sense of calm and peace it can bring to your mind, to your life. And that's the key. Although we focus on physical stretching and breathing, that sense of calm and ease that yoga brings to your life is a big part of it. To get started, certainly you need a yoga mat to be sure your feet don't slip on the floor. I highly recommend that. I like to sit on a blanket or a cushion or something just to elevate your tail a little bit. That helps release the hips, helps make the knees a lot easier to just sit comfortably in a cross-legged position. It's nice to have some blocks and a strap that will help with some of the stretchings and the positions. But right now to start, what I want to do is just to let you find that comfortable seat. Focus on stretching your spine up nice and tall as you sit here. And feel anchored in the mat. Really try to feel strong in the sit bones, that you're pressing down through the sit bones as much as you're stretching up. For me, it's nice to feel that sense of being anchored in the mat and the sense of being anchored in the yoga tradition. Yoga goes back at least 4,000 years, and it's nice to kind of connect with this ancient tradition that still has so much meaning for so many people. When we go through the poses, we use the ancient Sanskrit language to describe all the poses. The Namaste greeting that I've used at the beginning and close is still used today. That's the Sanskrit for simply meaning that the divine spirit in me recognizes the divine spirit to you and that I bow to you. There's that sense of submission to that divine intelligence in our life. And that's really the heart of yoga that we still want to get to. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali were written about the time of Christ, so they're over 2,000 years old, give still kind of the basic description of what yoga is all about. And this is from the first book of Yoga Sutras. It says, "The heart of yoga is calming the mind. By controlling the mind thoughts, a man resides in his true divine self. Uncontrolled mind thoughts make the body restless, the breath coarse, and the mind agitated. This results in suffering. The practice of yoga is to become established in a state of freedom, freedom from a grasping mind." So yes, we'll focus on poses, but part of that is by focusing right here, right now, and just doing the poses and on breathing. That will bring that sense of calm and peace to the mind. So let's start, and from your comfortable position, we'll do some warm-ups. Bring your hands to the side with fingers on the ground and just try to feel that stretch up. We want to extend the spine tall and straight. That's the first of the spinal movements, is the axial extension. So we want to, if we can, kind of take those natural curves out of the back. There's a curved back as your tailbone sticks out a little, the chest rounds up, then the neck comes forward a little bit. We want to sit tall, start at the base of the spine and try to tuck the tailbone under, lift that front edge of the pelvis. Try to feel a lift up from the pelvic floor. Try to feel that extension from that very bottom of the spine. Your tummy starts to come in, but then we really want to exaggerate that tummy tuck. We want to lift the heart, so you lift the chest up, pull the tummy in under that chest, so you really feel the extension now up through the center of the spine, the thoracic spine. And then finally we want to lift the crown of the head. So tuck the head, tuck the chin almost to the chest. Feel that stretch up through the back of the neck, so the neck muscles are engaged, but while we're keeping a nice tone of muscles through the core of the body, we want all the rest relaxed. Shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed, legs relaxed. Just sit tall and focus on taking nice, deep, slow breaths. Let the inhale begin at the bottom of the ribs, so you feel the tummy come out. Come up to the middle of the chest as the ribs expand, and then try to bring the breath all the way up to the collarbones and stretch tall, and then slow, complete exhale. That's our first spinal movement, is to try to feel that sense of length straight up through the spine. The second one is a sense of flexation. So we just want to kind of round the spine, bring your hands in, and just kind of tuck your hands in, but try to feel that rounding in the spine. So you're rounding the spine and kind of tucking forward. Flexing, we kind of pull into the core of our body and just hold it here for a couple breaths. Tummy is in, and feel that gentle rounding to the spine. And then we want to extend the spine. So we're going to come up, bring our arms out, and just extend. This is extension, a little arching of the spine. So round back, lift up, look gently up towards the ceiling. And this is the third of our spinal movements, which is an extension, really trying to extend. But as we extend, we round, we reach out. Extension stretches away from the core of the body. Keep breathing. We want to keep that nice breath going. Release that. Bring the hands down to the side. So we've stretched straight and lengthened the spine. We've done a little forward flexing and backward extension. Now we want to do lateral bends or side bends. So that's while we're sitting tall. Just try to keep the tummy in and still feel that lift through the spine. Let's inhale, the right arm up. Take a moment to pause at the top and really stretch tall. And then side bend. Don't bring that shoulder forward. Keep it back and keep the sit bones anchored on that side of the mat so that right sit bones doesn't tip up and over. But keep both sit bones anchored and just stretch over. Keep the shoulder rolled back. Don't let it come forward. You want to keep that the side of the body parallel to the long end of the mat. If it's comfortable, you can reach up, and on each inhale, you want to feel that stretch from the sit bones up through the side ribs, up out the arm, and right through the fingertips. Big, slow breaths in the side stretches. And then inhale up. And when we get tall, I take a moment to really stretch, find that length in the spine, and then turn the hand and slowly exhale that right hand down. And the left hand comes up. Stretch tall, we want to stretch through the fingertips, feel that tummy come in, and then on the exhale, side bend to your right, walk that right hand out, but again, keep both sit bones on the mat. I don't want you tipping up. Keep both sit bones anchored and stretch that left side. Turn the head again to look up. Again, try to feel that stretch all the way from the sit bone up through the side ribs, and all the way out that arm. And focus on big, big breaths. Really try to expand the ribs as much as you can. The more you can expand the ribs, the more stretch you get. And then let's inhale up. Stretch tall again. Turn that palm and exhale it down. So we've tried to do the vertical stretch. We've done a forward flexation. We've done the extension back, the side bends. The last of the spinal movements is a twist. So let's bring this right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. Sit tall. We still want to extend that axial extension just about every pose too. But now we want to gently twist to your left. Inhale tall and exhale twist. And we really want to focus the twist in the middle of the back. Where you get the most turn in the spine is in the neck, but it's just let the head and neck come around gently at the end. You get a fair bit of turn in the chest spine, in the chest vertebra, the thoracic vertebra. That's where we want to focus on getting this twist and turn. And you get very little turn in the lumbar vertebra. We're keeping our hips anchored on the mat, so we're not letting the hips turn. The lumbar vertebra will hardly twist at all, but we want to feel that big twist in the middle of the back. Feel like you're turning the rib cage more than anything else. And hold that for one more breath. And then gently release that, and let's come back and go the other way. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Sit tall again, feel the tummy come in, feel that lift through the crown of the head. And on your exhale, gently turn in the middle of the back, turn to your right. Let the head and neck, shoulders come around at the end. You don't really want to leverage this turn with the shoulders. You want to try to get tall and skinny and try to turn in the middle of the spine. Big, big breaths again. And then gently release that, come back to front. So we've done our 5 basic spinal movements, and we'll try to emphasize that through all the poses that we do today. But let's go ahead and do a release of the neck and shoulders now. So again, sitting tall, tummy is in, chest is lifted. We're trying to feel that same axial extension. But now drop the chin to the chest and just let the weight of the head stretch out the back of the neck. So you want to sit tall, take those deep breaths. Feel your tummy actively pulling in, but feel the weight of the head stretch out the back of the neck. Deep, slow breaths again. Shoulders relaxed. Keep the shoulders rolled back and down. Don't hunch the shoulders up. And then release that, and let's gently bring the chin all the way up to point to the ceiling. And again, release the shoulders. Don't arch the back. We want to keep the tummy tucked in. So pull the tummy in as much as you can, but just stretch the chin high as you can, stretching out the front of the neck. And gently release that. Come back to level, and we'll just twist to the left. So you want to turn your head and neck to as far as you can to the left. Try to look directly out over that left shoulder. But again, shoulders relaxed, tummy in, chest lifting. Still feel lifting through the crown of the head, so your chin is still a little bit tucked. And deep, slow breaths. And gently release that. And let's slowly come all the way over to the other side. So you want to sit tall. Turn your head and neck as far to the right as you can. Keep the shoulders square to the front. Shoulders back and relaxed. And big, slow breaths. Feel like each inhale you're growing just a little bit taller. And each exhale, you just feel that wave of relaxation just roll down the body. And come back to center. Let's go ahead and try to do a side bend of the neck. So we're going to keep facing forward. Drop that left ear towards that left shoulder. Don't let this shoulder come up. You want to keep this shoulder down as much as you can. And just deep, slow breaths. And gently come back up, and we get to go the other way. Drop that right ear to the right shoulder. You're going to feel a big stretch along this left side of the neck. But again, keep the shoulders rolled down and back. Still feel that lift through the spine. And then gently release that. Come back to center. Let's do some shoulder releases now. So let's roll the shoulders up and forward. Nice, slow, big rolls of the shoulders. There's so much tension we collect in the shoulders. We tend to be hunched over computers or steering wheels or whatever else it is. This is a way to release it. And then just pause, and let's go the other way. Bring them up and back. And gently release that. I want to do one other shoulder release, so let's inhale the arms just as wide as we can. And then bring your left arm straight across, and we're going to bend it, and then we're going to swing the right arm and bring it under the left, and then try to put the 2 palms together. If that's too hard, just leave the back of your hands together, but what we want to do is try to feel a spread in the shoulder blades behind us. So we're going to raise the elbows, stretch them out as far to the front as we can, and deep, slow breaths. Again, sit tall, so tummy is in. Feel that lift through the spine. This is eagle arms. Garudasana. Deep, slow breaths. Try to feel your breath come right in and out of the shoulders. And then gently release that, and we're going to stretch wide again. Big, big inhale. Big stretching of the ribs. And on the exhale, bring that right arm across. We're going to bend it at 90 degrees and swing the left under it. Try to bring the palms together wherever is close, and just stretch the elbows up and forward. Feel that lift through the tummy. And again, just back of the hands is all you can get. You're just trying to release the shoulders and stretch and breathe. And then gently release that. Let's exhale. And then inhale wide. Fill the lungs completely. And then exhale slowly back to prayer pose. Feel like you're pushing the air out of the chest with your hands. Bow your head to look at the fingertips and just take one more breath. And I want to do a little bit more stretching here. As we warm up, let's just drop the hands to the shins. Inhale nice and tall. Tummy is in, chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. And then on the exhale, we're just going to flex gently forward as we lean forward. Try to hinge at the hips, walk your hands out, and just roll down to wherever is comfortable. Keep the chin tucked, walk the fingers out, and just gently release into a forward bend. Deep, slow breaths again. Wherever you come is fine. You're trying to feel that stretch forward on the inhale, and feel that push back into the mat on the exhale. Keep the chin tucked, so it's ideally you want that forehead to come down towards the ground. And then gently release this. Start to walk the hands back. We're inhaling on the way back. Now let's bring the hands just gently behind us to do a little back bend and extension. So roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, look up at the ceiling. Don't let your neck relax and head flop back. You want to keep that firm neck to look at the ceiling, but feel that big lift in the chest. Open up the heart. Big slow breaths. Try to feel the breath come all the way to the top of the ribs here. And gently release that. Come back to center. And I wanted to do one more twist and side bend. Only we're going to combine them this time. So let's again take that twisting position with the right hand on the left knee. Kind of square your shoulders over this right knee. And then we're going to inhale this left arm up. Stretch tall, tummy is in. And we're going to do a little side bend. Keeping again both sit bones on the mat, and just drop this right shoulder towards this right knee. Big side stretch on this left side. Turn to look up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable. But again, you should feel that big stretch on the left side. Big slow breaths again. While this is a nice lateral bend, you want to try to feel extending up through the crown of the head at the same time. So we're trying to stretch vertically along that spinal axis at the same time it's a side bend. And then inhale up. Extend the arm just as tall as you can, and then turn the hand and slowly exhale. All right, we've got to do the other side. So we're going to turn the shoulders to square them up over this right knee, left hand on the right knee. And then we're going to inhale this right arm up. Sit just as tall as you can, tummy comes in, and then side bend. Drop this left shoulder down towards that left knee. Big stretch on the right side. Big slow breaths. Keep both sit bones anchored. Don't let that right hip roll up and off the mat. Again, try to expand the ribs as much as you can on each inhale. And then slowly inhale back up. Take a moment to stretch tall at the top. And then exhale that hand down. And just release that. And I wanted to do one more kind of release before we go into the standing poses. Let's go ahead and just have your feet long on the mat. If you're on your mat, easier just to do it long ways on your mat. Keep the feet nice and long on the mat, and I want to do just a hip release while we're still here. So simply take your leg, try to grab a foot and a knee to hold that. Doesn't make any difference how high you get it, but again, we want to sit tall and just gently rock this knee to try to release the hip. If you can get that knee up closer to the chest, that's even better. But yeah, you want to tug that knee in just wherever is comfortable for you to try to hold it close and just rock it. Feel that release in the hip. And again, yoga is not about comparing yourself to the magazine poses or how far you get. It's simply about understanding your own body and coming wherever is comfortable for you. You'll gradually see a little improvement, but there isn't any comparison. You simply do what's best for your body. So let's release that leg, and we get to go to the other leg. Again, just try to grab the foot and the knee, and wherever you can reach it, just start to rock it to release that hip. The closer you can get it into the chest, the better it is, but it doesn't make any difference where you come. Just feel that release in your hip. Again, try to sit tall, keep those nice, deep, slow breaths. And remember, yoga is not a no pain, no gain sport. This is, if you feel pain in a joint, that's a signal to back off. So let's release this. Ideally in yoga, we want to come to the point where we feel that kind of gentle, healthy tension in the muscles and in the joints. Each asana pose, the Yoga Sutras tell us, is to be held with comfort and steadiness. So you've got to feel that comfort, that sense of ease in each pose. If your breathing gets ragged or you feel pain in joints, that's a sign to back off a little bit and just come to where is that comfortable spot for you. So let's come to standing now. Let's come to a standing position, and I want you just kind of gently to stand tall. So we want to start with the legs, feel some effort in the legs. We want to don't lock the knees, but we want to feel that we've got strong thighs, strong calves, that your feet are pushing into the ground. And then we want to focus on the torso of the body, the core of the body, and feel that same spinal stretch again. We want to try to take the curves out of the spine, tuck that tailbone under, feel that pelvic floor start to lift, the hips almost roll up a little in front. Tummy comes in. We want to try to eliminate that rounding of the middle of the back. Lift the chest, and then tuck the chin and feel the spine stretch up through the crown of the head. And now, at the same time we do this, let's come back and focus on our foundation with the feet. So we want to lift the toes and stretch and spread the toes. You can give a little peek down at your toes to see if your toes are up and spread. You may even get to see a little bit of the mat between the toes. But lift the toes, and then let's add a stretch of the fingers. Stretch the fingers wide and down. To me, as soon as I do that, I can really feel that upward lift through the spine, through the chest and crown of the head. So we're stretching down at the same time we're stretching up. And then gently release the hands, release the toes, and just continue to try to stand tall and feel that lift, that vertical lift right through the spine. And then just release, relax that. And notice what happens when you relax, so that you get that curvature in the spine again. The tailbone seems to come out again. The stomach relaxes, you get a little curvature in the back. Yeah, that's what we're trying to eliminate when we stretch vertically, the axial extension. All right, let's do our forward bends now. So we'll do what's called Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale as the arms come up. Stretch tall. We want to feel that vertical extension, and we'll do just a half forward bend this first time. So exhale, the hands come down and come to the knees. Feel the back round a little. We want to feel that flexation of the back. So pull the tummy in, have the back rounded. The head is down with the chin close to the chest. You're looking down right at the floor. And big, slow breaths. Feel the tummy tight on each exhale. All the muscles of the torso are tight. Legs are strong. And in forward bends, we've always got to remember to roll forward a little bit. There's a tendency to always push your tailbone out behind you when you do the forward bend. When we then bend forward, you have to roll the weight more on the balls of the feet to get that good extension in the legs. And then the next inhale, let's spread the arms wide. Stretch all the way up. And then exhale slowly down. We'll do the full forward bend now. This is full Uttanasana. So inhale up. Big stretch. Tummy is in. And then exhale. Swing the arms wide. We're going all the way down. Bring the hands to the knees or the shins, wherever you want.
wherever is comfortable. If you need to bend the legs, that's fine. We really want to try to feel that extension in the spine. So you want to hinge forward. Again, roll the weight forward so the weight's more on the balls of the feet. And wherever your hands are is fine. You just want to keep that focus on the breathing. So each inhale, you're stretching forward more, forward and down. And each exhale, you're just kind of hinging more into the pose. And take another deep, slow breath here. And then inhale slowly up. Swing the arms wide and come all the way up. Stretch tall. And exhale down. All right, that's our flexion of the forward bend. We've done the vertical stretching of the spine. We've done the forward flexation. Now we want to get a little extension back. So let's go ahead and just bring our hands on the low back with the hands pointed down. And we want to inhale. We stand tall and just gently begin to arch and look back up at the ceiling. Keep the shoulders rolled back as much as you can. Try to feel the lift in the heart. And if anything, you want to be pushing the hips forward. As you lift the chest, look to the ceiling. Don't let the head flop again. You want to keep that neck firm as you look at the ceiling. Try to feel the expansion of the chest. Those ribs stretch as much as you can. Big full inhales. Bring the breath all the way to the top of the chest. Feel the collarbones lift. And then gently release that. Let's come back to vertical. And let's go to a little twist now. Let's do just a nice easy twist as we inhale the arms wide. Stretch just as wide as you can. Stand as tall as you can. This is part of the axle extension. So we've got the tummy in, the tailbone tucked under, the chin tucked. And then on the exhale, we'll just gently twist to your left. Keep both feet anchored. The hips are going to turn, the shoulders are turned, but again, we want that twist in the middle of the spine. It's the rib cage that's turning more than anything. And at the end, let your head and neck come around to follow the twist. And stand tall, big breaths, and just enjoy that twist. And then slowly release that. And we're going to come back to center. Take a big inhale to stretch wide, stand tall, and then twist gently to the right. Big breaths again. Keep the feet anchored. Feel that extension up. At the same time, we're twisting in the middle of the back, trying to turn the rib cage. Let the head and neck come around at the end to look back over that right hand. And then gently release that and exhale the hands down. All right, now we want to bring the hands to the low back and interlace the fingers back there. And we'll do those same three twists again. We're going to do the forward flexation, we'll do the backward extension, and then we'll do the twist. So stand in mountain, so you want to extend through the center of the body. The legs are strong, the torso is stretching up. Stretch the hands back and down. And then the first thing we want to do is just a little bit of a peek up at the ceiling to feel that extension, the vertical extension, a little bit of a back bend, but then we're folding forward and rounding into a forward flexation. When you get halfway down, however is comfortable, while you want to start to lift the arms just as high as you can. Doesn't make any difference, again, how far you come, but focus on releasing and coming to that point of tension, gentle tension for you, and just releasing the muscles, the joints. Remember to roll your weight forward to the balls of the feet and just come to wherever is comfortable for you. Big, slow breaths again. Inhale, you're stretching forward and down, releasing shoulders. Exhale, you're pushing up through the tailbone. And then gently release that. Slowly come back up. Keep your hands interlaced. And now we've got to do our little back bend. So just drop the hands even lower. And roll the shoulders back and lift up and stretch just as far back as you can. Big, slow breaths here. And gently release that. Come back to stand straight up. Now let's go ahead and do a little twist with the hands still interlaced. Let's bring the hands up on the left side. Inhale nice and tall, and exhale. Feel like you're pushing with those hands forward, so you're gently going to twist to the right. Feet stay anchored. Feel that lift up through the crown of the head, but now again, feel that rib cage turn. Turn in the middle of the back. Let your head come around at the end. Head and neck just gently turn at the end. And release that pose on an exhale. Take a breath, and we get to go the other way. So bring the hands up on the right side. Stand nice and tall, tummy is in, and then exhale, slowly push the hands forward as we twist to our left, twist to your left. But again, inhale tall, keep the tummy in, the chin is tucked a little bit, and let the head and neck come around just at the end. Big breaths here, always trying to take big full breaths in the twist. And then gently release that, come back to center, and release the hands. Let's just do a little wiggle wag, I say. This is a wiggle wagasana is what I call this. This is really Ganeshasana. Ganesh is the Indian elephant god who has a big trunk. And we're just going to wag that trunk side to side. So just, again, stand tall, but just gently rotate left to right and feel that release in the back. All right, what I want to do now is let's go ahead and try to practice a little Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi breathing is kind of deep throat breathing where you're trying to focus on that heavy breath sound that comes out of the back of your throat. Almost like you're trying to fog your glasses. If you're taking off your glasses and trying to fog them or clean them and you're going, that's the same sort of sound we want to generate in the back of the throat. So let's just practice a few rounds of Ujjayi breathing. So we want to, again, for that comfortable tall position, but it really needs to be with your mouth closed and trying to breathe through the nose when we're doing this. Just about all the breaths we're doing in yoga will be through the nose with the mouth closed. So with the mouth closed, try to feel that heavy kind of breathy sound in the back of the throat. So inhale and exhale. And we want to use this Ujjayi breath when we go through this vinyasa, this flow of yoga series that I started this session with. And let the breath kind of help guide you. Keep the focus on the breath as well as the movements. And again, that helps to keep our focus right here and right now on the yoga poses. Helps us stretch into the poses, helps us calm our mind. So let's start this kind of gentle vinyasa series. We'll start in mountain. So feet firm on the ground, stretching up, nice tall body, hands at the side. Let's bring our hands into prayer pose. And then the first inhale, we'll start the Ujjayi and stretch wide and stretch up. And then exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming back up, wide arms. Stretch tall. Exhale back halfway down to the hands. And now we do the twist. So we'll inhale and twist to the left. Exhale, come back to the front. Inhale right. Exhale front. Side bend. So exhale down. Inhale the right arm up. Side bend to the left on the exhale. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale up. Exhale. Now place the hands behind you as you inhale. Exhale, forward bend.
Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. And we'll exhale the hands to the side and twist. Inhale to the front. And sweep the arms up to the other side. Exhale and twist. Inhale to the front. Exhale. Release the hands, and let's come back to prayer pose and just take a breath. And focus on the breath as well as the motions. Helps us to calm the mind. Let's go ahead and try a nice wide stance forward bend. So hop or walk your legs at a good fair distance apart. So have it a nice leg length or even longer apart. Let's bring our hands to the hips. Now let's inhale and stretch up. Exhale, and we're going to tilt forward. Try to keep the back as straight as you can. Tummy is tight. And when you get about halfway, just release the hands. If they can come to the mat, that's fine. If you need to rest them on the knees or shins, wherever is comfortable. But we want a forward bend. Again, flexing the spine forward. Keep the feet rolled forward to the balls of the feet. And try to have your hands lined up right between the line of both feet, and just keep tilting forward however far you can get. How far you get doesn't make any difference, but feel that stretch, that flexation in the front of the body as you just round forward and down. And deep, slow breaths. And then gently release that. Bring the hands to the hips, and let's come up halfway. Take a pause here, and then feel that back rounded so the tummy is in. You don't want an arch in the back. This is flexation. And then gently come up, stand tall. And then let's do a gentle back bend and extension. So stretch tall and look to the ceiling. And then exhale. And let's go ahead and walk or jump your feet together and just take a breath. And just rest and relax. So what we want to do from here is take another wide angle stance or wide footed stance and go into triangle and revolve triangle, reverse triangle. So nice big wide stance again. Feel your weight even on both feet and feel the strength through the legs and length through the torso. This time we want to turn a foot out. So turn that front foot out. Be sure it's a full turn of the leg from the hip joint, not just the ankle joint. So you can give your leg a little bend there to be sure it's going the right direction. But we want to keep this leg straight, and then at the same time we want to pull this back hip back. You want to keep your hips and shoulders parallel to the long end of the mat. This is triangle pose, Trikonasana. So inhale the arms up, stretch wide, tall, and we want to bump this back hip out, and then on an exhale just gently tilt forward. Keep this hip back, keep this top shoulder back. Bring your hand to the knee if that's all you can get, or to the shin. Doesn't make any difference how far you go, but you want to feel that extension of the spine and that big stretch through the shoulders and through the arms. Big opening of the hip and shoulder. If you can turn your head to look up towards the ceiling, that's great. And it doesn't make any difference how far you go. This is a good spot to use a block so you can keep this hand on the mat on a block and just use that block position to get the biggest stretch you want. But feel comfortable. Listen to your body. Yoga is all about self-exploration, developing that observer or witness inside that's listening to the body, listening to the breath. And then let's inhale up. Come all the way back up, stretch wide, and exhale, hands down. Let's turn this front foot sideways again, and then we'll turn the other way. So that back foot comes out. Give your leg a bend to be sure that whole leg is turned. But then we've got to crank the hips open, keep this back hip parallel with the long end of the mat. Inhale the arms up, stretch tall as we can, wide as we can. And then on the exhale, we're going to bump this back hip back and then just tilt forward and let this front arm come to the knee or wherever is comfortable. You don't want to round forward.
and come into that. You want to keep this extension and openness of the chest, long extended spine, stretch up with this top hand. But again, wherever you can come is comfortable. This is a good spot to use a block for this hand if you need that. But wherever you can come, that's fine. Big slow breaths again. Try to keep that Ujjayi breathing, big kind of throaty breathing through each of these poses. The next inhale, let's come up. Turn the foot and release the arms on the exhale and hop or walk your legs together and just take a breath. And we want to do revolve triangle. So we're going to, besides extending the spine, we're going to add a twist to the spine as well. So let's take a nice big jump out wide again. Let's turn this front foot out. Again, you can give a little bend to be sure it's there, but this time we want to square the shoulders and hips towards the front of the mat as best we can. And on revolve triangle, we'll actually bend forward and then do a twist. So let's start with inhaling, stretching the arms wide again. Extend up, and then on the exhale, we're going to tilt forward. So we've got forward flexation. Bring one hand down close to this foot, so it's the opposite hand to that foot, and then we want to try to roll this other hand up. This is a great spot for a block. You may need a block for this, but you're going to try to roll back to feel that twist in the back as well. So wherever you can come is fine. So it's, again, just understand your own body and stretch into the pose as comfortably as you can. And then the next exhale, let's go ahead and release this. Release the hand in the air down. And inhale back up. And let's turn the feet. Take a breath, and we get ready to go the other way. So back foot is pointed out. And again, we're going to square the hips, square the shoulders. I'll bring the block down here so it's there and ready. We want to have the hips and shoulders squared to this back end of the mat. Legs are strong. Try to keep the weight even on both legs. And we want to inhale the arms up. Big stretch. Really extend the spine and then flex it forward. As that one hand comes down to the block or to the shin or wherever is comfortable. But then we want to keep the weight on that back leg and twist and raise that other arm. One of the modifications for this is to bring this hand down to the low back if it's too hard to bring that, keep the hand in the air. But stretch and breathe. Big slow breaths. Again, keep the back in the hand in the low back or wherever is comfortable. And then on the next exhale, gently release that. Bring that hand in the air down. Inhale back up. Turn the foot. And let's hop. Walk the legs together. And let's stand back in mountain and just kind of recenter. Try to feel that sense of strength and length in the body. And take those big, slow, deep breaths. And then let's come down to the mat and sit in Dandasana. So we want to take a nice long-legged stance. And we want to sit just as tall as we can. And feel that same sort of extension here that we did in mountain. So the legs are tight. Flex the feet back. You can practice your yoga toes to try to spread the toes. Keep the thighs active. It's almost like we're trying to bring the backs of the knees down to the mat. But at the same time, we want to feel that upward stretch. So you feel like your tailbone is tilted under. The pelvic floor is lifting. Tummy comes in. Feel the heart and chest lift. We're trying to stretch up through the back of the spine as much as we can. Shoulders are relaxed. Tuck the chin. Feel that extension up through the crown of the head. And just keep the hands roughly by the hips here. The arms are not real active. They're just gently supporting. Should feel relaxed shoulders, the arms just gently resting on the ground. Each inhale, try to feel yourself grow a little taller. Each exhale, feel that wave of relaxation roll down. And then just gently release this and relax. All right, from here, I want to do another kind of just gentle flexation, forward bend. So we'll come back into Dandasana, have the feet flexed and the arms, the legs strong. Feel that extension up through the core of the body, and let's inhale, both arms up. Stretch just as tall as we can. And then on the exhale, we're going to hinge forward and just gently release forward, flexing the spine. And again, doesn't make any difference where you can come. If you can reach your feet, great. If you get to the knees, that's great. But wherever is comfortable for you, you want to feel that, that stretching forward and down on the inhale. And then exhale, feel like you're pushing back through the tailbone, back down into the mat. Big, strong breaths. For some people, it helps them stretch a little bit more if they use a blanket or a pad underneath the hips, and that's fine. You elevate the hips a little bit, and you can get, some folks, or a lot of folks, get even more of a forward stretch. But whatever is comfortable for you, you want to follow your breath. And on the inhale, use that to align the body, keep the spine stretching forward, keep the shoulders square, keep the shoulder blades low on the back. So you don't want to use your arms to pull you forward. You want to keep the shoulders low and just feel that stretch forward. And then gently release that. Come back up. Stand tall or sit tall, and then just release the shoulders and relax. And from here, I wanted to go to a seated twist. So we've done some of our vertical stretching, the axial extension. We've done the forward flexation. Let's go ahead and do a twist now. So let's bend one leg, bring it over the other leg. And we want to try to sit as tall and square as we can. Keep this foundation leg flexed and strong. And then we're going to hug this leg in with the opposite arm. And turn. I'm turning to my right, but try to sit as tall as you can and just gently turn to your right. So we want to inhale tall and exhale, twist to your right. Again, try to get the big expansion of the ribs, feel the turn in the middle of the rib cage. Head and neck just come gently around at last. Try to keep the shoulders low. Don't get the shoulders hunched up in the twist. And gently release that. Release the leg, and let's go the other way. So I'm bending my left leg. Keep the right leg strong as the foundation. I'm going to hold this. I'm bending my left leg. The right leg is my foundation. I'm going to hold my left leg with my right arm. Sit tall. Bring this left hand behind, but we want to stretch up first. Get as tall as you can. Try to pull the tummy in. And then on the exhale, twist. Twisting to my left. But keep this shoulder relaxed. We want to try to keep that shoulder down and relax. Stretch up through the crown of the head. Big, big breaths. Fill those ribs, lungs as much as you can. And then gently release that on the next exhale. And what we want to do now is let's go ahead and do a little baby back bend from here. So we've done our forward flexing, twisting. Now we need to do a little back bend. So just bring your hands behind, and we want to keep the feet flexed. So keep both legs strong. And then on the inhale, we're just gently stretch up and release back. Try to lift the shoulders, lift the heart between the shoulders. The shoulders are rolling down and back. Your head is looking right at the ceiling, so you don't want to flop the neck all the way back. But big, slow breaths. And gently release that. Come back. Now I want to do a one-legged kind of a twist and stretch. This is called, let me be sure, this is called the Mahamudra, which is one of the poses that combines a lot of the spinal extensions. We're going to try to extend up and include a twist at the same time. So let's bend your right leg, bring it just as high as you can on this left inside thigh. As soon as you do that, that angles the hips out, so you're naturally angled back out to the right. What you want to do is sit tall and do a little twist. Square the shoulders up over this left leg. And then we want to inhale the arms up. Stretch tall and exhale. Try to keep that spine as tall as you can, extended straight. And if you can reach the toes on the foot, that's fine. This is a great place for a strap, just to use a strap to try to keep the spine straight and stretching forward towards that foot. At the same time, it's got a little twist in it. So again, we're trying to feel the extension through the spine. At the same time, it's twisted. Deep, slow breaths. Keep that foot strong and flex back. This leg is engaged. Keep the tummy in. The chin is still tucked, so the crown of the head is stretching forward. And big, slow breaths. And then gently release that. Release that right leg, and we get to go the other way. So pull this left leg just as high as you can on this inside thigh. Strengthen this right leg. This is our foundation. So the foot's going to be flexed, the thighs are engaged, and then we've got to do that little twist. So we square our shoulders over this right leg, and then inhale, the arms up, and feel that extension. We're trying to go straight up, so the tummy comes in, the tailbone is under. Trying to stretch the spine vertically, and then tilting forward, and adding flexation as well as a twist. And again, this is a great spot to have the strap to get you to the foot. If you can reach it there on your own, that's fine, but you want to feel that back long and straight. Keep the chin tucked, and deep, slow breaths. You're not trying to go all the way down to the knee, you're just trying to stretch straight and forward. And again, let the breath tell you how far you can go. You want to feel it in the hamstring, you want to feel it in the hip, you feel it in that other knee, but just try to gauge your body. It's just where is that point of kind of gentle tension, that nice gentle edge to keep stretching just to that comfort but steady position. And then on an exhale, gently release that. Let's release the other leg, and we'll get ready to roll down to the back. Scooch forward a little bit, and then we want to just gently roll down to the back. Get a nice slow trip down to the back, and when we get here, I always like to stretch tall and just stretch off the four corners of the mat. So just stretch and breathe. Really extend through the fingertips and through the toes. And then just release and relax. And then from here, let's go ahead and bring our knees up to the chest and hug the knees into the chest. Feel your back flatten out against the mat. Try to stretch the crown of your head tall and long on the mat. And just take those deep, slow breaths. Feel your breath expand against the thighs. And then release the feet to the mat. We're going to do a spinal twist again. So let's bring the arms out 90 degrees to each side. And in this case, let's widen the stance a little so that the feet are half on, half off the mat. And what we want to do is simply roll the knees to the left, and you're going to lift that right side of the hips. I even scoot your hips over. So just lift the hips to scoot them over. Try to keep those
the knees as close to the ground as you can on the left side, and then extend the spine and turn to look back to your right. Big, slow breaths. Try to let the breath massage up and down the spine. This is a big hip opener too, so really keep pulling that hip over and breathe right in through the hip. And then let's release that, come back up, square yourself on the mat, and then drop the knees to the right. And again, shift the hip. So we're going to lift that left hip way off the mat and stretch that right knee to the floor. Keep stretching that left knee over to try to get it as close as you can. Feel that release in the hips. And then stretch tall to turn your head to look at that left hand. And deep, slow breaths. And then gently release out of that, bring the knees back up, square back up, and then extend the legs nice and long. Let's bring the hands down to maybe 30 degrees out at the side. Roll the palms up, kind of feel your shoulders roll back, and we're ready for Savasana, final relaxation. I want you to just stay in this final pose of just relaxing on your back for maybe 5-10 minutes, and just let this be the final, most restful pose of yoga. This is the chance to absorb all the good intentions and stretching that we've done, and just enjoy that final relaxation. And then when you're done, gradually come out of it and just slowly get along with the rest of your day. But I wanted to close with the Mary Oliver poem, Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I'll tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are headed home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. May the peace and power of yoga be with you today and all days. Namaste.